Guys, so for today I have a my favorite drugstore products video. I did do one of these videos a while ago on my channel, but recently some of you guys have been kind of asking me and I figured that I would just do an updated version. And I don't want to make this intro super long because I was looking through my collection trying to pick out my top favorite drugstore items. I could totally include more in this video. I have like a ton, so maybe I could do a part 2 if you guys are interested in that. But I tried to kind of just choose like my top favorite instead of just generally really good products or generally my favorite. I tried to choose products that are like holy grails, just because otherwise if I included every single product that's really great from the drugstore that I like, then this video would be like 30 minutes long. So today's just going to be like my holy grail favorite drugstore items. I have a huge pile already, so I'm hoping this video isn't too long, and if it is, I'm hoping you guys don't mind. But like I said, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go ahead and start with some foundations that I absolutely love from the drugstore really quickly. I do have a video on my favorite foundations where I kind of go in depth on these foundations. If you want to check that out, I will leave it down below. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of go through them really quickly. So the first thing is this Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation. I absolutely love this stuff. It gives you such great full coverage and a matte finish, and it just looks gorgeous. Mine is in the color Ivory. Another product from Rimmel for foundation, it's actually a BB cream, but I use it as foundation. It pretty much works as a foundation. It actually gives you really great coverage, and it literally makes you look like a porcelain doll. Every time I wear this, my skin just glows from within. It has that really pretty, nice, glowing type of look, and it just looks really good. Someone always asks me, what are you wearing when I'm wearing this? I actually got my mom and my sister on this one as well. But it's just a really great product. Definitely check it out. Both of these are super inexpensive, and I have mine in the color Light. So next is a pretty recent foundation to the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Liquid Touch Foundation. This has been like, I've been loving this so much. It's one of those liquid to powder foundations, and it really just gives you a flawless, lightweight type of finish. You barely feel this on, and it barely looks like you have anything on while still covering imperfections. So I love this. Mine is in the shade Classic Ivory. Next I have this L'Oreal True Match foundation. This is such an amazing foundation. I think what I love most about this foundation is that they come in warm, neutral, and cool. So anybody can find their shade in this and have it super easy. Not only that, it's a really great foundation. A lot of people love this. It's their holy grails just because it's a really great foundation. It's pretty medium coverage, and it gives you a nice dewy finish. I have mine in the shade N2. Next and last for foundations is the Revlon Color Stay 24-Hour Foundation. I had to include this in here just because it's a really great foundation. It's so full coverage, and it literally will last you 24 hours if you need it to without any type of setting spray or setting powder. Like, this will last you on its own, so I think that's really great. Next I have a powder that I want to mention that has just been my holy grail. Also, really quickly, most of these items you can actually get at the drugstore, but I am going to be kind of including products in there that necessarily aren't sold at drugstore, but they're drugstore priced, meaning affordable. So I'm pretty sure most of you guys won't mind that, because the point of this video anyways is to find basically just affordable products. So I'll let you guys know where you can get them though if they're not at drugstores. So this is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder, holy grail for me. If you have oily skin, you need this. It will literally keep your makeup on all day, no issues, and it'll also help your under eye from creasing. This stuff for this small bottle will never run out, and it's about $8 on Amazon. So next I have a drugstore powder that I always recommend to people just because it's such a great powder for the price. I believe this is like $5 at the drugstore. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte in the shade Transparent. It works for any skin tone just because it's transparent. It does not give you a white cast, and it does set your makeup all day, and it keeps you looking matte. So I think it's a really great kind of affordable alternative to some of these higher end translucent setting powders. Next I have this Hard Candy Luminizing Moon Glow. I feel like it's a favorite just because it's so rare in the drugstore. A lot of times you see people kind of brightening the under eye with a yellow powder, and I know that those are usually more higher end brands that kind of have those. I've never seen a drugstore brand come out with a yellow based powder to brighten up the under eye, because I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think they're probably the first to ever come out with a yellow based kind of under eye setting highlighting powder. So again, this is Hard Candy's Moon Glow in the shade 288 Luminizing. Next from the drugstore I have this Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15. This has quickly become my holy grail concealer from the drugstore. I love it. I feel like it's really comparable to my MAC Pro Longwear. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. It's lightweight, the same the MAC one is, and it still gives you a really great coverage, and it does help to brighten just because of the number 15's kind of yellow undertone, so I really have been loving this. Next, I have two bronzers to share with you from the drugstore that have just been like my holy grail. So first, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm going to talk about, the NYX Matte Bronzer in Deep. I use this all the time. If you watch my tutorials, you're probably sick of this product, but I'm sorry, I just cannot get enough of it. The quality of these bronzers are amazing. They have, I think, like 6 shades. I do own medium. Medium I find is very orangey on my pale skin, so I wouldn't suggest that if you have skin like mine. This one may seem very dark, which it is for definitely for pale skin girls, but something about it, like I'm not sure what it is about it. It's so easy to use this as a bronzer and not only a contour shade. Like it blends out really nicely. So even if it kind of comes off too dark, it'll just blend in and kind of soften up. Next, I have a product that's only available in Canada and I believe New York. You would have to kind of check your local stores online that carries it, but I know it's only New York and Canada. If you're in Canada, you can get this at the Superstore. This is the brand Joe Fresh. And I'm sure if you guys watch our videos, you know, I'm obsessed with this bronzer shade here. This is in the shade Sun Kissed. It's literally the perfect shade ever for pale skin girls like me. It just doesn't look too warm on the skin, and it also doesn't look too muddy or gray. It's just that perfect shade. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but I wish that they kind of sold this one on its own instead of with the highlighter. The highlighter is really nice too, but it's really subtle. So next from the drugstore, I have a blush by Jordana. This is in the shade Sandalwood. If you watch my tutorials, you know that I use this a lot. I'm not really a blush girl. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that as well. Okay, I don't really like blush that much, so something like a nice nude, soft, pinky blush like this just works great with every single look for me. I pretty much use this one almost every single day. It's just a really great universal, everyday, natural type of blush. Again, this is in the shade Sandalwood. In Canada, you can get it at 99 cents Depot for $2. So next I have two mascaras that I always recommend to people. These are both by L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Manga mascara, and it is so amazing. It really, if you're the type of person that doesn't mind the little bit of extra clump, then this is good for you because it really volumizes your lashes, but it doesn't necessarily give no clumps at all. It's not clumpy, but it does give like maybe 10 to 15% clumps, whereas the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes Excess gives no clumps at all, but still gives you great volume and length. But this one just gives you extra va-va-voom volume and length with a tiny bit of clumps. So I absolutely love both of these. They are literally my holy grail mascaras from the drugstore, and I always recommend them to people. Another product from L'Oreal for liner, I get questions all the time like, what liner do you use? And I'm really picky with liner. I need it to be smooth, I need it to be black, really black, and I need it to be like a matte finish. Even if it's just like a natural finish, that's okay with me too. But I also need the applicator to be a brush tip, and I need it to be really thin just so that it can be super easy to kind of get that nice precise wing. And I haven't found a product before that I loved till I found this. This is the L'Oreal Lenure liner. I'm obsessed with this. This has really saved my liner game. I absolutely love this stuff. So next I have two liners by Rimmel, and they're both the Scandalized Waterproof Kohl Casual pencils. This one is in the shade Nude, which I love to put in the waterline to brighten up the eye, but I really want to talk about the black one. This stuff is freaking amazing. It's so black, so creamy. Like, let me just show you guys. That is the quality of a high-end $30 eyeliner, but this stuff is like $5. So it's amazing, and it really doesn't smudge or wipe off. If you even use a baby wipe and try to wipe this thing off, it's not coming off. You have to use oil to remove it or a really good makeup remover. Next is a brow powder I really want to mention because I think this is just such a gem in the drugstore. It's another Jordana product. This cost me $2, and it is my favorite brow powder. Like, I have used Anastasia Brow Duo that everyone raves about. Don't get me wrong, I love Anastasia Beverly Hills products, but I don't really like that Brow Duo. It's kind of hard and chalky and hard to blend out. This stuff is way better than that, and it's $2. It's so buttery and smooth and pigmented and easy to blend out. I feel like, honestly, doing my eyebrows with this on like an everyday quick basis makes it so easy. It's just a really great brow powder. They have other shades as well, but I got mine in brunette, which is just a really nice like neutral brown. It's not too warm, but it's not too ashy. It's a really great, just neutral, everyday, great dark brown. So next I want to talk about the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils, specifically the one in Milk. This is a new one, that's why it looks totally unused, but I have one that's been just like totally run through because this is a really great eye primer. A lot of the times with bright looks, I like to go for this just because using this white really helps to kind of brighten up the eye look. And this is also really great for the waterline, and this is actually one of the very few white liners that actually last on my waterline, so I like it for that as well. It's super creamy, super pigmented, and it's just a really great eyeshadow base that's really affordable if you're looking for something. Really quickly, I just want to go ahead and talk about lip products. I'm not going to really include a ton of lipsticks in this video because, like I said, I don't want this video to be long. I can possibly do a part 2 or maybe just a my favorite drugstore lipsticks video. If you guys want to see that, let me know because I have a ton of drugstore lipsticks to show you guys. I just picked out 4 that I really think are really great quality and that I would kind of suggest off the top of my head. But first I just want to mention this Essence lip liner that's called In the Nude. I use this one so much. If you watch my tutorials then you know that. It's a really great quality and it's only $1.49. You can actually get this at Ulta in the US or you can get it at Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. Now for lip products, the things that I'm most excited to talk about right now are these beauties. These are the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. Guys, these are so amazing. I think maybe possibly might be most likely my favorite lip product ever in the whole universe, over high-end, over anything. Holy grail, you need to pick some of these up. I have these in the shade Tokyo, Sydney, and Caro. They're so beautiful. The colors are amazing. The texture is so great. It goes on really thin and smooth, then it kind of dries to a nice matte finish, and it is just amazing. They're super pigmented. They go over my really pigmented lips, and they're just really great quality. Next, I want to mention the Revlon Color Burst Matte Balms. I'm obsessed with these. I think they're really great quality. This one specifically is in the shade Complex, and I really like it. I have a bunch of shades, and I actually did do a whole review swatch video on these, which I will leave down below if you want to kind of see the colors that I own. But I didn't want to have to kind of show every single color in this video, but they're just really great balms. They're kind of retractable, so you can just kind of lift it up whenever you need more product. You don't have to sharpen it. They're really matte, really long lasting, and they're just a really great lip color from the drugstore. Next I want to mention are these Wet n Wild Mega Last lipsticks. I know a lot of people don't like these just because they're super drying. Personally, for me, for $2, I can get over the fact that they're a little drying. I would just exfoliate my lips before and really moisturize them well, maybe half an hour before wearing these. They're super matte and they can be a little drying, like I said, but they're really great in pigmentation, and they're $2, and the colors are amazing. They have really great bright pinks, really great reds, really great vampy shades, really great nudes. They're just amazing. This one is in the shade Pink Sugar, and it's this really pretty, like, peachy nudie shade. I just picked up a random one to show you guys because, again, I have a whole video doing swatches and review on this product. If you guys want to see what colors I own, then check out the video down below. I will link it. Now, the last lip product I want to mention are these Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. These lipsticks are such great quality. There's a ton of different shades. 90% of them are amazing pigmentation. This one is actually a new shade. It's in the shade Sultry Samba. It's a matte finish, and it's really great. Really long lasting, really great color payoff, really comfortable on the lips, not drying. They're a really great drugstore lipstick. Again, whenever someone's looking for lipsticks, I always kind of recommend these ones as well. Okay, so lastly, I have some eyeshadows. Again, I don't want to mention all of the really great drugstore eyeshadows. I just wanted to kind of pick out my favorites that I really want to share with you guys. So these are the Maybelline Color Tattoos, and I'm sure you guys have heard people rave about these. They're just a really great drugstore eyeshadow base. If you're looking for kind of like that creamy, moussey eyeshadow base, but you don't want to pay $20 or $30 from Sephora, use the Maybelline Color Tattoos, and they're really pigmented. They stay really long, so super long wearing, and they're smudge proof, waterproof. They're just really great. Next, I really want to mention these NYX Nude Matte Shadows. If you are a beginner with shadows and you're looking for some really great quality eyeshadows, but you don't want to pay too much right now and you kind of are on a budget, I really suggest checking out these just because they are literally one of the best quality eyeshadows, like even better than MAC. They're really buttery, really pigmented, so easily blendable, really great shadows. This one specifically is in the shade Dancing the Tides, and it's a really pretty like orangey, warm, rustic kind of brown. Next, I want to mention something that I don't hear people rave about that often, and I need to just let you guys know like how amazing these are. These are the Essence eyeshadows. You guys, these are so amazing. They kind of have this like foiled type of like finish to them. They're so creamy. Like you would think that they're a creamy, moussey eyeshadow or gel powder type of eyeshadow. They're so creamy and buttery and so pigmented. Like I literally cannot even tell you guys, like look at that. Is that a joke? Like, is that a joke? Do they cost $1 million? Do they? Because I would pay $1 million for that. And guess how much these are? These are $2.49 in Canada. And in the US, they're $1.49. Like, hello. Pick up every single shade because these are amazing. This one specifically is in the shade Sandy Says Hello. And it's this really gorgeous, like, rose goldy, kind of peachy, shade, and it's just really, really, really gorgeous. This is perfect for the lid when you want kind of a nice glittery foiled look. So another thing from the drugstore I really want to mention is the Maybelline The Nudes palette. I absolutely love this palette, and I'll let you guys know why. I think it's honestly amazing how Maybelline was basically the first brand, besides NYX, Maybelline was basically the first brand to come out with a full palette like this. I know a ton of you guys mentioned that NYX has palettes. I just find that NYX is a brand that isn't really as drugstore and isn't as popular as like Maybelline, Revlon, L'Oreal. You know what I mean? Like you can't necessarily walk into every single store and find NYX, especially in Canada. It's kind of hard to find NYX. So I feel like this is a really great addition to the drugstore. It's amazing. The quality of these are really, really, really good quality shadows. I won't sit here and say that they're as good as like the NYX Nude Matte or as good as like the Essence ones, but they're really great quality. I would say they're about 7 out of 10 in quality, and if you use a primer in these, you'll have no complaints. You can create really great eye looks with these. It is honestly a really great palette, especially for beginners. This palette actually costs $10 in Canada, and you have 12 shades, so you do the math. You're not even paying $1 for each shade. Amazing. So next and last is an item that you can't just go to the drugstore and pick up, but it is definitely drugstore price. And they are my Makeup Geek shadows. I do have them in this MAC palette. I actually buy the refills because the refills are $6. I know guys, $6, and these shadows are such great quality, so easily blended, so buttery, so pigmented. They're even better than MAC shadows, and they're actually dupes for MAC shadows, meaning MAC colors. A lot of these colors replica kind of MAC colors. So if you haven't heard of these, which I'm sure you have because they're just hyped everywhere, but if you haven't checked them out, you definitely need to. I'll just swatch one for you. Like, amazing pigmentation. I believe the one I just swatched is in the shade Latte. It's one of my favorite shades. It's really, really, really great quality. I absolutely love them. Again, if you're a beginner, then you should definitely check out those shadows. You can get them at makeupgeek.com. I believe that's the website. Either way, just kind of Google Makeup Geek and you'll find the website. So that is pretty much it for my favorite holy grail drugstore products. Like I said, I could have included a lot more products because I feel like the drugstore has such great quality makeup items. If you kind of know which ones are really good quality, you can get some really great stuff for a cheaper price than you would at Sephora or something like that. And you guys know drugstore shopping is one of my favorites. I'm probably the drugstore queen, if I might say. I just really love some drugstore products, so I really wanted to get this video updated out for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to do my favorite drugstore items part 2, or maybe my favorite drugstore lipsticks, then thumbs up this video and let me know what you want me to do down below. Or if you just liked this video in general, then thumbs up this video. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll of course see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.